Understand why one ship apparently ploughed into another.
Let's bring in now Dr. Stavros Karamperidis, who's the head of Maritime Transport Research Group and a lecturer in maritime economics. Thanks so much for joining us, Dr. Karamperidis. How do you think this happened? I mean, Tom just explained a big part of it for us, but how rare is it when a ship is stationary for something like this, such a big disaster to take place?
Thank you very much, Wilfred, for having me today. And I have to say that's extremely rare, what had happened. We have thousands of vessels navigating around the UK on a daily basis, and we have zero accidents. Don't forget that 96% of whatever we consume in the UK comes with vessels. So we're talking about those big vessels carrying fuel, other commodities, containers, and we don't have accidents. That is something very rare. To be honest, there is a lot of people trying to find out what had happened. And as you know, it's less than 24 hours since the accident happened. So we really have to follow the authorities and see what the authorities are saying, because everything is under investigation at the moment. But it's extremely rare because the vessels are having systems on board. They have sonars, they have AES systems, which is automatically identifies the vessel's position real time. And there is always someone on watch on the bridge to see what is happening around. Yes, there were some reports there was fog, but still the systems were there to able to avoid that kind of collision.
So is it therefore your assumption, or is it too early to say that there was major human error involved, or are there other potential possibilities?
We can make a lot of speculations, and I think it shouldn't be a nice thing to do, a lot of speculations at the moment. But yes, human error could be one of the incidents. A mechanical failure could be also another case. The vessel, it was nearly 20 years old, the container vessels that hit the Stena Immaculate. So the only thing we can do at the moment is to speculate. But I think it's better to give a bit of space for the experts to come out and say what is going on. What we can definitely say for sure is that we have seen an amazing response from the UK authorities. We managed to see a very prompt response, went straight to the scene. As you have seen, the damage was so big, so we was able to see from the satellite, but still they managed with the firefighting to go there and rescue most of the people. I think during the night, one person was missing, but I've just seen from your headlines that they've stopped the search and rescue for that person. So I don't know what's happening on that front. And, our thoughts should be with the family and the relatives of the person who is missing at sea, because don't forget that the crew of those vessels are operating in harsh environments, and that is something that we really have to consider.
What is your assessment of the scale of the explosion and the fire that we saw?
That is something logical. You have to consider that the tanker was carrying jet fuel, so something that is extremely flammable. We had a vessel that had an impact with 16 knots. That means that approximately 30 kilometers or an hour. So it was with kind of a full speed, we can call it, that we had the collision. So that was kind of norm, because the fuel that the tanker was carrying was extremely flammable. So and that's why the firefighting, the guys that went there as first responders to control the fire, you will see that also I heard some reportings that also during the night the fire was going on. So and that made the overall response difficult because of the cargo that the tanker was carrying. And also we heard that some of the cargo that the container ship was carrying was extremely toxic. So that kind of mixture of those two made the overall response extremely difficult. But as you can see, it was very well. It was a very good response from the UK authorities.
Dr. Karamperidis, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure for having me.
We'll continue live updates, of course.